And going live. Alright, I do believe we are live. G'day everybody, Rob or Blurt here, Outback Vaping, and I hope you're having a bloody ripper day as always. And no, I'm not drinking wine. I broke my favourite beer glass earlier today, so next best thing. Alright, on tonight's lot, we have another RTA tonight. We have the Hive RTA by CCI, or Cloud Chasers Incorporated. Zzz, bit of buzz around the joint. That's inside the packaging. Whoop, there we go. Have a look at that. There's your box. We'll take it down, have a sticky bake like always. I'll bang a build in it and tell you what I think. Take it from there. Alright, let's flip this. And away we go. Oh, hit the wrong bloody button. Poor bastards can see straight up my nose. Alright, zoom in a bit like always. ABS. Alright, and here we have, might have to come back out just a tad. There we go. Here we have the Hive RTA by Cloud Chasers Incorporated. Pretty basic box on the outside. On the inside, we've got our RTA. Go over that in a sec. We get a little box with some peripherals in it. Anyway, bits and bobs, extra screws, O-rings, all that sort of stuff, yada yada yada. That's all I got in mine. I did get this second hand off of a good mate of mine, Darren Hughes, over at eFuel. You can find him on Facebook, and bloody ripper bloke. And then we get another drip tip. Now, I've got fat fingers, so getting in there is a bit hard. Let's use that. There we go. And when I say another drip tip, I mean a monster of a drip tip. Once again, not too keen on the colour, but one good thing about the Hive RTAs is you can get custom tanks galore for these things. You can get it in, whoop, there we go, lost it. Pick him back up. You can get them in greens and blues, and you can get them in steel and all sorts. So what you see here isn't necessarily all you're going to get, put it that way. There are quite a lot of customised tanks and drip tips for the Hive out there. So yes, I have actually purposely brought this in advance for a Lucy mod from Unit Mods here in Australia, so I'm hoping for it to go on that and be a nice little combo. Alright, just to actually show you how big that drip tip is, we'll grab just another standard one, same colour so you can actually see. Look at that, that just about eats that other one. It is huge. Just a crappy little geek bait, but gives you the idea. Alright, and here we have the Hive RTA by Cloud Chasers Incorporated. Cloud Chasers Inc. A hive, like a beehive type of pattern around the top. She's free spinning airflow. It's almost like the old heatsink vents that you used to see for a bit there up the top here. We got a nice beefy drip tip with O-ring mounted on the inside. Silicone O-ring. Yeah, I prefer rubber. Doesn't discolour as quick and easily, but in saying that, the silicone will last longer. So it depends on what you're after. Plus, you're not really going to see that on the inside there anyway. I do like the fact that you just take this apart quickly. They went with black O-rings on the tank though. So I do like that fact. The only silicone O-ring they've used so far that I can tell is the one that you're not going to see very often. Steve-O Vapes. How's it going, my good man? Good to have you here. Alright, so bring that up. Machining's absolutely immaculate on this thing. As I said, this has been used. But in saying that, she is still nice, beautiful condition. As you can see, we have a protruding 510. Now, that's not protruding as much as a lot of others, but it is protruding and should be mechanical mod safe. We have two different size air slots. Now, you might not be able to tell straight off the bat, but when you go from that one to that one lot of slits is slightly bigger than the other one. So you do have two airflow options. It is a two-sided airflow on this. So what you do on one side, it'll do on the other. Take our drip tip off for a sec. She's like a 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. She's off. So it's not a heaps long thread on it, but the thread's actually quite nice on that. Not too bad at all. A couple of big kidney style juice ports. I was about to say airflow, but you get that. A couple of big kidney style juice ports. Once again, machining looks pretty bloody good on this so far, the whole way around. Now, essentially when you're filling this up, you're not going to just fill the tank, you can actually fill this part of the chamber as well. So don't think that that's just all of your juice. Alright, we'll take this apart. She just unscrews like so. The chimney comes out and all. We'll stick that off to the side for a second. Pop that off. So as you can see, your juice can go all the way up to those ports just there. Tolerances on this are very nice actually. Very, very nice. Not loose but not too tight whereas you feel you're going to break anything. Do like the fact that they've gone with this instead of glass. A bit more durable, a bit stronger. And as I said, there are a lot of other options out there for you, so you don't have to stick with what you actually got. Alright, let's have a look at this chimney and build deck. You got 4 ports just here. Hang on. These ones just here. This is for your juice flow. Once again, threading's absolutely beautiful. So far, nice bit of conical sort of doming sort of shape on the inside there to help with smooth out that airflow. Very nice. So far so good. Alright, here we go. Something that I don't like is where your legs have to share the same post. So you've got to screw down both sides at the same time pretty much. I actually find that to be a bit of a pain in the backside sometimes, and I'm not too keen on any sort of gold plating on the deck. I do find that tends to discolour after a while. But each to their own, and yeah, it is a pretty basic build deck. 2 post, flathead screws, nice beefy flathead screws. Actually, my screwdriver that I got is probably actually a little bit too small for them. You could almost cram just a standard everyday screwdriver in there. Absolutely huge airflow ports. Look at them. Absolutely monstrous. I can see this requiring quite a bit of air. Might need some decent sized coils in this to help fill that gap up a little bit. Alright, back these screws off a bit. Oh, that's buttery smooth. Buttery smooth. So the plates are slightly beveled on the edge to help lift when you go to put your coil in. Actually lift quite easily too from what I just felt. Back these screws out just a little bit more. Threading on them's quite nice. can't really see much in the way of tooling marks, even down and in on the deck too much. Like, everything is finished, polished up and cleaned quite nicely. So far so good. I will have to say that Cloud Chasers Incorporated have a really good warranty from everything that I've looked into and seen so far, so that is another thing to take in consideration. I know these things can be a bit on the expensive side, but they do look after you once you get your product. Alright, let's bang a build in this, wick her up, vape it, and see what I think. Once again, it might look the tits, might seem like it's going to be a bloody ripper, but could be absolute crap yet for all I know. Leak like a sieve. So, tonight I'm going to bang in a couple of dual core fused Claptons, some 26 gauge wrapped in 40 gauge, 3mm inner diameter, 9 wraps, and should come in a bit over 0.3 ohms, somewhere between 0.3 0.4 off the top of my head. Alright, I like to pre-cut my legs. Now, I was having a look at this earlier. Normally, I like to actually trim my legs the width of the post, but tonight, I actually need a little bit of extra leg I was looking at. If I trim them as fat as the post, like I've said in the past, measure it up against your post, it's actually going to fall a little bit short of that airflow. So, what I'm going to do, just sit it in there, nice and loosely, about so, and just give it an extra mil or so. Oh, I left my snips over to the side. Here we go. Trusty snips all day. Trim, trim. Now those legs are pre-cut and they should be pretty close to what I need. So I'll pre-cut the other legs on the other coil. So we'll go and there we go. All cut, rip roar and ready to go. One thing I do like to have is my little rod. That does make things quite a bit handier. Alright. Yes, I know I should probably use a build stand or something along those lines, but we're going to see how we go just banging it all together. Nice and quick for you tonight. Alright, so get that in about right. That seems pretty close to me. About there. Put a little bit of pressure on this. Just enough so that I can adjust the legs but still hold them in place. Just a little. There we go. Nicely. And then I can tighten this side down just a tweak more. And adjust the other side. About there. And tweak that one. Oh, there we go. Don't look like much at the moment, but we get this rod in. I'll push him across a bit. Pull him out a tad. And get that nice and close. And about centered on that airflow. Looking at that. How beautiful is that? Alright, get the other one looking the same. So not only is it centered left and right, but forwards and back as well. So the air should be coming completely encasing that coil when it comes through, by the looks of it. That's looking pretty good there. I'll just straighten this one up a little. Double check that these are nice and tight. Nothing's touching. Alright, let's bang this on a mod. Now, For this tonight, I will be using the Laismo, only because don't really have anything else round enough for it at the moment. She's quite a girthy at 28 millimeters. She's quite girthy, so we'll run it on this tonight. As I said, I have brought this in anticipation for my lipo, so just a couple little tweaks on that. Hang on, back this off a bit. We want to turn this all the way down. I had that up a little bit high for pulsing some coils, I do believe. Take this all the way down. Yeah, it takes a while. And around about, we'll go 25 watts. That'll be good enough. Alright. Hit. And it comes in at a 0.3 ohm at the moment. Let's pulse this up. Come down just that little bit more again. We'll see how we go. There we go, just starting to go now. And pretty nice even glow straight off the bat. One ramping up just a little bit faster. Apologise, and how's that starting to look this time round? There we go. Coils should be ready to go. We'll take that up just a little bit more power through it. Pretty close. Beautiful. Quite happy with that. Alright, we'll give that a few seconds to cool down. So, as you can see, your juice is going to come through here, down into there, and soak up your cotton. So, you want your cotton to go down in there and cover up these holes enough so that it's not just going to pour straight through and flood it on you. So, hopefully I'll get this right the first time round and don't look like a complete fool. Not much longer, and I reckon that they should be ready to go. Just check this top cap. Make sure she fits on nicely. Top cap's on, and she's not changing it at all. And as I said, should come in around about a 0.3, and she's settled in at a 0.33. So, all right, not warm enough to touch. Not cool enough to touch, I should say. Get myself a bit of cotton. Good old cotton bacon. Do have some cotton candy sitting there, which is actually quite good for RTAs, but I don't use it in drippers. But we'll go with the good old bacon tonight. As I said, these are 26 gauge, wrapped in 40 gauge, 3mm inner diameter fused Claptons. I'm knocked up myself, but a bit much cotton on that one. And all Canthol, in case you were wondering. I don't tend to like to use stainless steel or nichrome too often personally, but have found that Canthol seems to be my preferred wire to use. Everyone's different and each to their own, but me personally, I don't mind the good old Canthol. Alright, to measure this up, I'm going to hold it down and cut just below the O-ring there. Just level with that black O-ring. So pin it down and cut level with the black O-ring. Pin it down, cut level with the black O-ring. Now something I did just notice then, because I touched that O-ring, and they are a bit soft. A bit on the soft side than black rubber O-rings. So I may end up running into issues there later on down the track. They seem to move and slide a little bit too easy for my liking. Just the O-rings. Everything else, tolerances are absolutely beautiful so far. Alright, there we go. Now, if you've watched any of my videos in the past, any of my RDAs, I don't fluff an RDA. And I only slightly fluff RTAs, nothing over the top. You don't want to thin it out too much. Basically want to fluff it up so as that it can fill those ports but not be compacted in there so it won't soak up juice. You might have to trim a little bit off, but I think we're looking pretty good first time round at the moment. So we'll tuck this down and in here, and I like to do the over and lift method personally. Tuck that down and in there. Just gently. As you can see, that covers that port quite nicely, but not enough that it's solid hard up against it. It's still quite loosely fitting in there, so you don't want it too tight, but you don't want it too loose either, so you don't want to go compacting your cotton down really any more than need be. Feather touch, feather touch. Pretend you're doing something nice for the missus. And you're using that nice feathered touch that you do. Alright, one more to go. We'll juice this, bring her up the top, and see if all the hype about the Hive is worth what everyone's saying. I've heard pretty much nothing but good things about this so far, and as I said, so far the only thing that I find a letdown is my legs have to share the same post, and I'm not too big a fan of this clamp style system. Other than that, build quality's been great, threading, everything else has been good, so pretty much comes down to the flavour. And I'm going to be running a bit of homemade juice. It's some boysenberry, blueberry, blue raspberry, and a couple of other little bits and pieces thrown in there as well. So just put a bit of juice on these guys. Always like to juice it up good and proper before I even get started. Alrighty. That looks like she is juiced up, ready to go. Take that up a little bit more. All right, on with our top cap. Because they've continued that metal ring across these juice ports, you don't have to worry about this threading too much. It's straight around. It doesn't. A lot of those other sorts similar to this, they catch and bite the cotton. So that's on nicely. There's that all on nicely. Now, we'll shut that airflow down as far as we can. Can we shut that off completely? No. A little bit from when I was dripping just then. Well, pop the top. Fill her up. Now, please remember, it is winter here in Australia at the moment, and it is bloody cold, so my juice is a little bit thicker than normal. What I do this time of year is actually keep my juice in my pocket to help thin it out a little bit. Normally, but yeah, it's just that time of year. Bloody cold. Alright, now for the moment of truth. On with our top cap. We might even try this big bugger right here. Look at that behemoth on there. But it does quite suit it. The Hive RTA by CCI. Alright, let's take it up top, have a sticky peek, and see how we go. Welcome back. Sorry you got to look at my ugly mug. Alright, the Hive. We've got her at 60 watts, 66.5 watts, 0.33 ohms, and she's coming in at 4.8 volts. Now I'm going to go with the larger airflow. Now that little bit of juice just there, that was when I was juicing up my coils. So what I can tell, nothing else has come through as of yet. Take that airflow down to about half. It is loud. There we go, another con. It is loud. Listen. But at 66.5 watts, the flavour is definitely there. Take this up to about 6 volts, 7 volts. Wow. That is a It's actually quite surprising. It's 2 RTAs in a row now that I've had with decent flavour. And I mean quite decent flavour. Basically this, honestly, this is smock. Beast tank and smock style airflow. It's pretty much exactly the same, except they give you 2 options, a slightly smaller port and a slightly bigger port. Other than that, it's basically the same. Sorry. Once again, it is just another RTA. Basic build deck, lots of airflows. This is definitely an RTA for the cloud chaser out there, or somebody for looking for something a little bit beefier. They come in several sizes, 25 to 28. Pretty sure there's a 40mm Hive as well, which is something I would be rather interested in getting myself later on down the track. I'd like to be able to compare that to my Titan, which has actually become quite a common one in my repertoire. That seems to be juicing up. I'm getting bubbles. We'll take that airflow right down God, she's juicing good. Not too keen on that drip tip. Might just quickly swap that over. Quite uncomfortable on the lips, I found. That's more my style. Now, something I have noticed, when shutting off the airflow, you can't shut it off all the way. You can only get to about there on one, and then the other one starts cutting in. And no matter what you do, you cannot, like you'd want to, but you just cannot shut this airflow off all the way. So wicking is key. On this, I will honestly say wicking would be key. Don't seem to be getting any leaking at the moment, but time will tell. Might have just nailed it for my first time round and gotten lucky. So we'll try the smaller airflow, see if that reduces that noise a bit. No. If anything, it's exactly the same. Good flavour, excellent build quality, standard build deck, maximum airflow, lots and lots of air on this thing. Undercoil usually does give good flavour. I can't see this getting hot in a hurry either. Yeah, the Hive RTA by CCI, Cloud Chasers Incorporated. Hope you bloody had a good time. I did. Would I recommend it? If you can afford it, get onto it. If not, there are plenty of other options out there at the moment, honestly. But not too many of them with this type of build quality and the flavour to go with it. So yeah, the Hive RTA. Go get yourself one. Have a bloody ripper day, and I'll scratch your crater.